Alright guys, this is Keiran at Radioactive Geek Boy. So this is an introduction to the first episode of me and Frankie's podcast. So sit back, relax, enjoy the madness, and remember to click like and subscribe to the channel. Perfect. Cheers guys.
This episode is sponsored by Dundee Music Studios. You could clearly see they've supplied everything we need right now to make this happen. Dundee Music Studios. Their phone number their phone number and Facebook will appear at the bottom of the screen. Wait a minute, which way is it? That way. No, that way. That way. From right to left. Check them out for all your music recording needs, your music rehearsal needs, and your Mark Harris fixing your laptop when you punched it accidentally in a drunken rage needs.
Yep, fantastic facilities.
Fantastic facilities. Alan agrees. Alan likes to eat everything in here, do you, Alan? Yes, Alan agrees.
Right, so this is episode 1 or issue 1 of
officially episode 1
of Radioactive Geek Boy,
but technically episode 2.
Technically speaking,
and anybody who saw the sneak preview for this podcast will be able to tell straight away why this is episode 1, and episode 1 officially is being kept for anybody who subscribes to the YouTube channel and gets free details on how to download this for free. Stay tuned and all that nonsense.
Or that good, or it will also be a possible perk.
Yeah, totally, man. It's all the perks.
Yep. So
the fans get the perks,
exactly.
just like what we want. Sorry, I'm going to be shouting at Alan all the way through this. Alan's the new member of the family. Alan, come on. We named him Alan Oh, come on, Alan. And we named him Alan Rickman after the late
Alan Rickman.
Alan. Alan, you're really fucking hurting me. Let me go, Alan. Fuck's sake. Charlie bit my finger.
Right, yeah, so this is episode 1 or issue 1 as we might refer to it. So basically me and Frankie have had quite lengthy discussions about what we want to happen in terms of our project. We're going to call it project because we've not entirely decided what form that's going to come in.
That's still to be decided.
Whether it will be a film or a script or for a series, if it's a script for a series.
Alan, we're making TV, film, script, history. Ow! Come on, you little fuck. Sake. Behave yourself. Everybody, welcome to the Alan Show. Well, the basic idea, what we're building upon. Alan, you're making bad TV. You're making everybody look away from
You're being
camera.
difficult. You're being difficult, Alan.
We've already established what we're basic foundation is for the main character that we're building this idea on. Episode 1.
Or issue 1.
Issue
or
1.
Issue 0.
Issue 0. Issue 0. That's good, man. I like that. Issue 0. That's golden. You hear that, Alan? Issue 0. This is like beyond issue 1. The
prequel.
Okay, destroy something. If you hear something getting destroyed in the background, it's clearly
or is that,
Alan.
That would be Alan.
Happens to be the lead that's powering the camera right now. Alan, please stop it.
What have you done?
I've adopted a dog. He was a rescue dog. He's needing rescued again. So,
thinking back on what's already been said between
let's brief the viewers or listeners, depending on which format you're listening to this on.
So me and Frankie have had sort of lengthy discussions on what should be entailed in our series.
We're creating a series. That's
By the way.
that's the thought.
Or a film.
We're just getting together, shooting the shit, and then at the same time trying to create an original
Piece.
Scottish superhero TV series,
Which
has never been done
is
before,
already original.
except from Supergran.
Supergran.
Holy fuck! Do you not know Supergran?
Supergran is well beyond before me.
I'm gonna edit this, right?
That's an
just
education.
go and just say right now. Holy shit! Supergran's amazing. Like pretend that you've seen it, man, and I'll edit like I've just shown him Supergran.
Oh my god, Supergran's amazing.
Yeah! I'm not even going to edit any of that out whatsoever, but I'll edit in some Supergran. Yeah,
So-
because Supergran is amazing. And she wears a wee tartan fucking... It's a Scottish granny. It's a Scottish granny. It's like a granny that would have drunken iron brew and got her powers from girders.
Iron Brew, for anybody who might eventually be listening outside of Scotland, is our national drink.
Besides liquidated haggis,
Yep.
that's our treasure. We have that in our water. Use English have fluoride. We have haggis, man. That's how it rolls on this
Yep.
side of the border.
So basically, the whole idea of this Scottish superhero is an original concept in itself because it's not been done before. There is a comic,
Except from Supergran.
and there is a comic formatted based character.
Yeah, totally. Because we want to go
that's
for
kicking
something
about,
that
but-
works on every format, so it can be a comic book or a movie if the budget was there, or a TV show.
Or the demand was there.
Or even an old-timey radio show where we just get voice actors in to go, this looks like a job for Radioactive Geek Boy.
Yeah, that's good. But it's definitely a concept that can go across a sort of plethora of platforms, media platforms. Between me and Frankie know a whole sort of massive amount of people that can be involved in terms of camera work, editing processes, actors. It's basically there. It's just getting the words on the page now. We've came up with characters, sort of base characters that we know are definitely going to be in it. So it's definitely there.
Shall we explain our formula? What is... Bear in mind, we haven't got a title for this
Work in
TV
progress.
show / this script. We haven't got a title for this script. We've got a hero who's your average Dundonian. We're still toying whether he's going to be a Ned. He's just your average Dundonian, eh? I shall try my best to deviate from the oriness.
Which is a word that means your own language.
Yeah, when you speak in your own tongue. But we'll edit that out so you don't even see us look like cunts trying to explain what Ori is. Hey, Alan, we won't look like cunts at the end of this. I don't think so.
This is for our own benefit.
So, what we're looking to do is kind of build an original script. Yeah, an original script for an original superhero set in an original location with original superpowers, original friends, and original reasons why he can't tell his friends why he has all these superpowers.
And then amongst that, he deals with a complicated love life, an enemy that might be bigger than him, a sort of plot that might be bigger than him, and hopefully we can...
Because you have to keep the foundations. You have to keep the foundations of a true hero.
Exactly, yep. What is a hero that we've already talked about?
So what have we got so far? We've got a character. His name...
Which is Chris Calder,
Chris Calder.
played by me.
Played by him.
We won't even be auditioning that.
His name, Chris, I'd just like to point out, we're calling him... I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by
He's
playing with
lovely.
my dog, aye. With my evil puppy.
That has now settled.
Chris Calder, his first name Chris was because
It does what it says.
the
on the
first
tin.
person to say, yeah, that Chris will give you a free high five if we ever see you in the street.
Yep, that's perfect.
That guy. So he was based on that Chris, and the Calder was a combination of names that until we got to the name that sounded awesome.
That just sounded good.
Sounded comic book. Sounded good, man. Thought it sounded
End of story, isn't it? It's,
booky good.
Yep, comic book.
So we've got Chris Calder.
He is a middle-aged teenager. Middle-aged teenager, that's a thing.
Middle-aged
I think that's
teenager.
just a thing we've just
He's
created.
like, yeah, he's 40 something, going on 16. Man, that's like an Adam Sandler movie waiting to happen,
A really
man.
bad Adam Sandler film waiting to happen.
Starring Adam Sandler as that 40 something going on 16. And he would, oh man, I can totally see it. If he can convince Robert De Niro, if he can convince
Rob Schneider.
Al Pacino to be part of an Adam Sandler movie and Al Pacino to think it's cool. What was it called, man? Where he played Jack and Jane, where...
Jack and Jill.
Or Jack and Jill. Was it Jack and Jill?
When he...
Adam Sandler played both brother and sister.
Yeah,
Man, yeah.
that's Jack and Jill, yep.
Yeah. And Al Pacino did the Al Pacino coffee advert for the Al Pacino cappuccino.
I've seen it. It's one of the worst films ever.
Hoorah!
Sorry, Adam Sandler.
Hoorah!
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Adam Sandler.
Not now,
From the
because-
days of Canteen Boy, man.
But his career is dwindling as of late. So yeah, as co-collaborators, we have a premise and a pretty good one, if I do say so myself. I believe. So we're talking about Dundee being the setting for our masterpiece, which we would then call it Discovery City.
Yeah.
For natural
Why do you want to
purposes.
call it Discovery City? Why do you want to make it Dundonian in the first place? And why should it be Discovery City?
For me, when people think of arts and media from Scotland, they instantly think of Glasgow, Edinburgh. The other major cities don't really get a sniff. Now there is a lot of talented people in this also beloved city of mine, and a lot of it goes unnoticed because we are a small town Scottish city.
Do you think all that's going to change with this new
VNA.
fucking that VNA thing that's opening, man? What's the deal? What is the deal with that? I know there's only one other in, and it's not even in fucking England or something. We're getting the first in the UK.
Something like that, but I don't think it's things
Anyway,
like that. Things like that we're not in.
Sorry, man. That's what. We're
No, not at all. But it's things like that don't interest people, like to come and see.
Well, no, the average Dundonian. The average Dundonian's not even giving a fuck about this, man.
It's that's a whole different kettle of fish, like royalties and the royal family, and that's not interesting. People want to see interesting things happen. Like when people talk about Dundee, they talk about like Brian Cox and the orange
Professor
sponge cake.
Brian Cox. I'm just like
Not that
you.
professor, but they
That
talk
little more
about
sciencey.
They talk about Brian Cox, Dundee Football Club, the Discovery, and I think it's a kind of good nod to our heritage as a city to call it Discovery City. It's just an inverted
Discovery
motto.
City,
Dundee, City of
The-
Discovery. I just screamed out that.
like Star City and Central City, we're establishing this is Discovery City. So essentially, it's going to be filmed on location, but the fictional name is Discovery City.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm envisaging. Oh my God, we need to
That
edit
was
that.
easy for you to say.
I'm envisaging that at least 90% okay, maybe 85% of the shoots can be in Dundee. There's a lot of natural sort of areas that would be good to get a camera in, I think.
There's do you know Duddup Park?
Of course.
Duddup Castle. See, years ago when I was when Smallville was first on the scene, right? And I was writing that's when I should write a superhero-based TV show. And the character that I come up with back then, his nemesis, like Lex Luthor, how it always had the wide shot on the building before it showed you Lex's office. So it showed you the Lex's castle and
That's
shit.
correct, yeah.
The same castle that's also been used as Xavier's School for Gifted Children.
That's
and all
right.
that. It's fucking repeated through a ton of movies. But Duddup Castle, I thought, man, that's the one. In Dundee, if there was going to be an evil crime lord in Dundee that was as powerful as Lex Luthor and fucking had... Fuck no, it's the evil crime lord. Duddup Castle, just to even... There's nothing else in Dundee that looks like that you know that's no a protected building that's got bullshit. There's not even any glass in that window. Duddup Castle's the one, man. I've always thought that Duddup Castle's amazing.
Perfect evil lair.
For the
Yep.
just the
wide
shot,
the establishment
and then
set.
we can
Yep.
put whatever room we want on the inside. We can make it look whatever we want, man. Eh?
Yep, that's...
Make it
So-
look exactly like Lex Luthor's office, man, in Smallville.
Inch for inch.
And then if they say, well, we own that, we go, no, you don't. Because that never actually existed in any... There's no continuity whatsoever that can prove that that's for real, because you changed it all the time. Even the samurai swords. You know, you had the three samurai swords behind these desks.
That's right, yep.
Well, they changed the position of them. I remember seeing them for the first time because the blades should be facing downwards, but he had his blades facing upwards. And they go, no, that's wrong. And then it was like 3 episodes after me thinking, that's wrong. They were facing downwards. I go, yeah, man, you fixed it, man. Eh? The continuity guys got, the original continuity guys got sacked. It's like, well, you don't even ken that the samurai blades face down. What the fuck? Come on, sack that guy.
Give me his job.
But yeah, man.
Continuity is a big
Duddup
issue.
Castle.
Continuity is a big thing.
I think it would be quite funny to fuck with the continuity. No continuity where his character's history and origins and shit. You've got to leave that exactly as it is.
Yep.
Once you've established it, you get to tweak it here and there
Subtle.
until you've set it in concrete kind of
Subtle,
thing, man. Yeah.
sort of, yep, definitely.
Yeah, why should a character's history not be bizarre? Bizarre. Not just his parents dying, or him sent for a dying planet because his parents were away to die, you know. Give him something bizarre, man, eh? Like, his parents were dying, but his old boy used to jump about in a clown suit. No pedo, just jumped about in a clown suit. And said, didn't tell your dad. and then fucked off, you know what I mean? Uncle John's in the cupboard again. Uncle John's no in the cupboard dressed as a clown. Shut up. Something like that, man, eh? But he's no like a beast in any way whatsoever, eh? It's just a like wee Lee, like in the cunt earlier. It's just like wee Lee. I'm what a fuck about the men nephew. Something like that, man. That develops him into a superhero, eh? Because that means when somebody like the Joker bursts on the scene, dressed in a woman's clothing and makeup and shit and that, and he's just going to be, have you met my uncle? This is nothing, man. Man, you're going downtown, noogie. Fucking handcuffs the lot, man.
That's... I'm speechless to that. The good thing about our brand, our production company, which it will be, hopefully a fully fledged production company, Radioactive Geek Boy, is that it's not
.com. And just in case anybody is thinking, that's fucking phenomenal, I'm about to own that before
ours.
those guys. It already belongs to us. It's our domain. It's our
trademarked.
email. We're not doing anything with it right now.
But we will be.
But that's where stay tuned to YouTube. That's the whole point of where you're going to get all the free downloadables and shit. But we'll give you all the details on YouTube. But yeah, just in case you thought that was pretty awesome. I've said that about 3 times now. Just in case, get the bottle of
a secondary competition for the amount of times Frankie says awesome.
Do I say awesome a lot as well?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not as much as man though.
And notice they said man a lot watching just the teaser, and it was me that edited it, so I could have cut out all these mans.
But why?
But it was impossible because it would have made me look like a stuttering motherfucker. Why does Frankie keep cutting his sentence short every time?
Why should you anyway? We shouldn't apologise.
Man.
Yep, definitely,
man.
But yeah, so
up,
we digress. But yeah, I think we've got a story, and I think that we can. The main challenge will be scripting. Just getting.
Wait a minute. Do we want to quickly throw in, because we've already established behind the scenes, and you'll see in the other podcast that you'll get to download. We've already established half, 3/4 of episode 1. If it was a TV show or a comic book, if it was a comic book issue, it would only be 20 pages, so it wouldn't even be a fucking film. So we've probably got three issues of a comic book written already. But let's go for the TV episode. Let's produce this as a TV episode. We've got 3/4 of this already done.
Well, I was talking about
got
a rough idea of the first 3 episodes, sort of like becomes who he's going to become. First episode, second episode, he's a bit messed up. Consequently,
he's got his powers in the second, or he's already been smashed with a meteor in this,
and he's developed. Strange things are happening.
So that's right. So we need to tell the. You fucking got dirt on me. We need to tell the viewers that then, because they're not going to see. They're not even going to have a clue what the fuck. All they know so far is he's a middle-aged teenager from Dundee.
I love that. I'm loving that term. We've coined that. Middle-aged teenager.
And you could only get a middle-aged teenager from Dundee. If they're from Glasgow, they're just teenagers. Yep. Or they're middle-aged. Doesn't happen in anywhere but Dundee. Doesn't happen but anywhere in Dundee. Right, middle-aged teenager. He's clearly male. We should invent a scheme, because
that could be difficult.
No,
go to the council and see what they've threw away in the past.
No, but I mean, create a scheme name so we're no saying this guy's from Fintry or he's from Keiran. Yeah, we're no pin. So we kind of had the Dundee boys going, fuck this. You seen this superhero?
We're not watching this.
He's fake Keiran. Fuck that.
This superhero's from Keiran, and I am an mortal enemy of Keiran because I come from Douglas, so I will not be participating.
Although
in
we've already established in the first episode, with the first recording, that we're using that as a formula for them having enemies, like the natural scheme enemies.
Yeah, in a future episode, we can. Yeah, it's like we can delve into the issue of scheme violence.
Right, let's go Act 1, Act 2, Act 3
of issue 1 or episode 1.
Episode 1. We're talking issue 1. So let's go through Act 1, 2, and
Before
3.
Before that, we're not entirely sure if we're going for issues or episodes with titles, but I like the idea of
what, for the podcast? You mean?
No, of the actual episodes.
No, I was talking about the podcast.
Oh, right, okay. So we're going with episode 1 and titles for shows. I'm happy with that.
Or even issue 1, podcast issue 1. 2 Dafties find their feet, or whatever. We'll clearly have a cleverer title. Is cleverer a word? We'll clearly have a more smarter title. Even that sounds ridiculous.
A more smarter title.
Clearly, we'll be more intelligent with our production of titles. Clearly, I look like a retard right now, but I'm still trying to work through it.
Clearly, we will.
Alan, bite somebody. Distract the audience.
Clearly, we will be more streetwise in the
Alan.
sense
I'm
of.
sorry, Alan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll get a title. We'll get titles.
Yeah, but the podcast should clearly be issues, like comic books. Issue 1. So this is issue 1, and what we were saying, what we did beforehand is issue 0, the leading up to.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
So issue 1 so far has just generally been a lot of bullshit. We've kind of tried to explain what we were talking about.
But again, this will be edited. You will not even see this happening. It will be like the scene in Men in Black when you get deneuralized.
So, you never saw nothing, you've been happily married for 40 years and shit.
Yeah.
So constantly go, what is this podcast actually about?
When you give them a full slice.
So, here's the Men in Black thing. Fa-ching. You just saw the best podcast in your life.
You will feed us your money.
We tried to recap what we did before, and anybody that saw what we did before, like, clearly... Frankie should stop turning up to these things drunk and stoned. I thought it was going to be a thing. I'm going to make it a thing. I'm going to be drunk and stoned all the time while he drinks these bottles of water. And juice.
I'll be good cop, he'll be bad cop.
Yes. And Alan will be the guy we interrogate all the way through the show. Won't you, Alan? Oh, he's got the hiccups. Not really shame.
Puppy hiccups. Once we've got the sort of rough plan of what we want and what we want to happen, when we want it.
And we want it now.
Yep.
Zig-a-zig-a.
Basically.
I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Did you see that, Alan? He nailed it. High five. Virtual high fives to people. He told me what he really, really wanted.
So
Alan wasn't giving a fuck.
Yeah, he's like, just let me sleep. So, yeah. We've got a villain, which is exciting.
Yeah, the villains for next episode. We've not actually.
We're not telling you his name.
Right. All you really know so far is we have a middle-aged teenager from Dundee, Scotland. He's not quite a Ned, but he's not a Ned. But he's not quite a posh cunt. He's a middle-aged, average teenager from Dundee. And
who doesn't know his place yet.
And he's about to find himself in a predicament that changes his life. And his life-changing predicament will be all explained in... See, you can clearly see, this was I can't even think of the word to tell you how unworked out this was unworked out. But we're not professionals. We don't claim to be professionals at this shit.
We're just two guys.
That's why Alan was going mental earlier on. He's like, the guys, you guys don't have a fucking clue what you're doing. We don't have a clue what we're doing, but we've established a fucking superhero that's about to come from Dundee. And if you want to find out what's happening with this guy's origin story and how he defeats his personal advisor at the job centre, he's got to sign on at least once. At least once, man, before he realises this shit's no for me. I need to just use my powers and stop being lazy.
There could be a robbery taking place in the job centre, or a massacre.
A robbery in the job centre.
Yeah, what would you rob?
Because everybody in there's already skint, eh? Well, everybody in the queue. But then he could go and... He could be in the queue.
Be a hostage situation.
He could be in the queue waiting to sign on. And then go and... like the Flash and whip everybody's handbags and wallets off them. So it's... No. Let's not do him that. He's not got that. We've already established in the...
Super strength.
Episode 0 that he's not got super speed. He's just got heightened reflexes.
And he's super strong.
Super strong.
He can lift buildings.
And
eventually.
He can't make a bullet bounce off him.
Yet.
Oh, stay tuned. See what the fuck's going on. I never even knew this was going to happen. I thought he was just going to... Oh, holy shit. There's a bullet. Oh, that's why he has a target on his chest so it bounces off. Alan, you're not even fucking... Alan's not listening. I've just had my mind blown because I never even saw this coming. I think they should just come back next week and see what's happening, man.
Do you think so?
Was it? Are we even going to do this next week?
Should
just
probably
next
be.
next time. You don't even know what day this is. You don't know what day this is being filmed. I don't know what day this is being filmed. I'm drunk and stoned.
It happens when it happens.
It happens when it happens, but you will get regular updates on the regular. Like Alan trying to get regular poops. Because he's only a puppy.
But I'm liking the thought of in a finale episode, and you better edit this out, but I'm liking the thought of in a finale episode, he's surrounded by like, or he's surrounded by, because of
Pure. What, like the official, but
not
his
Joker.
his clearly we can't rip the Joker off, but his version, his ultimate, his Lex Luthor / Joker / Magneto, whatever, man, eh?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
So like, well, put this in the podcast. So for me as well, Scotland had a big. We were talking about this in issue 0, but Scotland had a big thing with the independence referendum, and politics will play a part in the forthcomings of this series.
Because it's going to play a part in the big forthcomings of our lives, man. And
Yep.
you clearly write about what you know, and you're right about what's
yep.
affecting you, man. So
expect
yeah.
big things.
Expect
twists and
it.
turns and big things.
And not just from Nicola Sturgeon.
Yeah, from two
Alan and us,
Yep.
man.
two humans in a quadrupod.
Quadrupod.
Trying to
Yeah,
make
he
some-
calls you a quadrupod. You're not even giving a fuck. He
Try
says
and make-
you've got a small dick.
Try and make magic happen.
We will. Oh, I just farted.
Maxwell Towns, as in Maxwell.
Ah,
Towns.
yeah, for the Hilton. Man,
He
the
has
Hilton,
got to. He is the
Maxwell
main.
Towns.
He is the young to the young. Or the young to the young. What one's the young's? Young's the bad one, I think so.
I think that should be the dilemma, that the personal dilemma with the hero. Is he the yin or the yang? Because he's continuously
That could be explored.
He's a middle-aged teenager, so he's going to need to go through all these middle-aged teenage things that these middle-aged teenage people seem to go
Sex,
through.
drugs.
Need to
getting
buy a
bevied.
Ferrari, dump your wife.
Yep.
Middle-aged teenagers.
Pass your exams.
Yeah, pass your exams, man. Dinner get grounded.
Then I get grounded. Don't get your missus pregnant.
Do you want to start smoking weed with your mates? Is it cool? Is it no? Oh, Alan, what do you think? He doesn't think it's
But
cool.
that's going to be the premise, like especially like the first series. If not, well, depending on how successful we are. But if there's a second series, that's going to play the major sort of sex,
Well,
drugs.
we shouldn't really be thinking about how
It's how much we're going to enjoy it
Yeah, man. Let's just let it unfold.
and see what happens.
And you know for a fact when we've finalised at least one episode, like seriously, without other wee shenanigans in between it and shit, when we went boom, there's a solid fucking episode. We're going to at least write it ourselves. We're going to listen to the audio and write this motherfucker down. Clearly write a proper script, dialogue for it. I mean, man, we'll nail the shit with that. This is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, then if we've not done anything if we've produced a whole season of this shit and never done a thing with it, then you've got my full permission to run with it. If you're watching this thinking I've got the money,
going to rip them off.
Fucking go for it. We deserve it. We deserve it.
But
A couple of arseholes.
But that's definitely not going to happen because we will.
Yeah.
But we'll be making magic. Hopefully.
At least get in touch on Twitter or Facebook and say, here, can I steal your thing? And they go,
Okay.
"No." Can I steal your thing? And you'll be like, no. And then we'll all be wanting to steal each other's things. It's just going to get
And it'll
messy.
just be a messy court
It's gonna
case
get
waiting to
messy.
happen. But yeah, so
It's going to get messy.
it's going to be intriguing. It's going to be powerful at times. It's going to be funny, hopefully, and quite poignant in the sense that we will be given good performances, hopefully.
there will be...
Think Misfits.
Yeah, but for any Dundonian listening or watching, whatever format this is happening on, there will be huge references to Dundonian people.
And places.
Names have been changed for obvious reasons, but
so we can't get this.
You will be able to say, holy shit, that's just like my mate
Stevie.
Yeah. Or Henry. Alan. That's and you know what? It
he said
fucking
Henry
will
there.
Be based on your mate Henry.
He
Stevie,
said Henry,
Alan.
but we're not in the ferry, so it probably won't be Henry.
Unless we're in the post office bar. There's a plug for the post office bar. Broughty Ferry, Dundee.
Or the Anchor.
They call themselves Broughty Ferry, but they're fucking Dundee, whether they choose to believe it or not.
Exactly. Or the Anchor, which does a very good chili burger.
Cool.
Sponsor us.
I'll have to test the Anchor's chili burger.
Oh, amazing.
Well, the Anchor and the post office bar better at least be sponsoring our next episode for that free plug they just got there.
Or funding us.
Yeah, fund this whole movie.
For when we need to pay actors and camera crew and special effects people.
Yeah.
Think all that money is spent in
paint your whole
cheese.
pub green so we could green screen the shit out of it. That'd be awesome if everything was green, even everything now.
Bright
Holy
green.
fuck! Next thing, we're painting everything green.
There will be green screen given that if we get funds, which we will kickstart and Indiegogo possibly. We will.
What's Indiegogo?
Crowdfunding.
Ah.
But the difference is, once your deadline runs out, whatever money you've made, whether it be a £1 or £1,000 or 10 grand, you get to keep it. Whereas Kickstarter, once you've had it, you not hit the target, you're out of there.
Ah, so you need to hit your target on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. 30 days. If we've got a target of 5 grand and we get 4,999, and the deadline runs out, we don't get a zip. But Indiegogo.
So even just like £1,
If you got
or even one penny.
Indiegogo,
What even with 1 penny? Like 99.99.
If we got that on Indiegogo, we would get that in our bank.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that even exists as well. You just absorbed some radioactive geek boy. Go get tested. What do you think?
Maybe no go get tested, but you've just absorbed some radioactive geek boy.
But what's the payoff for that, man? You just absorbed some radioactive geek boy. Now go fight this swamp thing.
So thanks for listening.
Same radioactive channel. No, what's that?
You've just absorbed
same radioactive
some
time, same radioactive channel.
We need a different card every single week.
Quickly, Robin, to the Batcave. Let's do this.
You just absorbed some radioactive geek boy.
Even just quickly, Robin, to the radioactive cave. A different thing every. Let's just spend the next 5 minutes thinking of different payoffs, man. Eh?
Well, that is good though. I like that. You've just absorbed.
He's a gonk. He's a gonky dauber.
Get I mean. You've just absorbed some radioactive geek boy. Remember, people, with great power comes greater responsibility.
Irresponsibility, man. I like it. Hulk snag. Hulk snag. This is going to be a great wee edit, man.
That was good. I like that.
Alan, Giwa tip. How do we pay this off? Every joke needs a punchline. Every episode needs a cliffhanger or a payoff. We need the one line, even a word of advice. Like the Green Arrow. I don't like how the Green Arrow's kind of. I love how they've developed the character and turned him into the Green Arrow now rather than just Arrow. But they've kind of went South Park, be their shitty, let's hear a meaningful thing at the end of the act, and let's hear some, so everybody's got something to take away for this. Even
thought-provoking
yeah,
line
man,
in the
like
script.
fucking Jerry Springer at the end of his Jerry Springer's final thought thing, man. Fuck off.
We just want the action.
I remember the days when the Green Arrow punched fucking Speedy's lights out because Speedy was fucking... Do you seen that, man? Speedy was injecting him on the front cover. Oh, actually, you never got to see him injecting you, but you saw the spoon and the needle and all that shit. You saw his works. That's a technical term for every junkie. Yeah, he's paraphernalia. And then fucking Ollie standing behind him, giving him the evil, but with his Robin Hood hat on and shit, man. I can't wait till they do that with the Arrow. Once they put the Robin Hood hat on Oliver Queen nowadays, the one that we know, that's when I'm going to be skeeting all over that shit. I already love the fucking show. I just don't like what they're... Oh. Did you watch the latest episode?
I've actually not been involved with series 4.
Fucking...
I've watched the first 3 episodes and went, this is dog shit.
Can I give you a spoiler? It's not quite like... Spoiler for anybody who's watching or listening, but can I give you a spoiler?
Was that about Felicity?
If you've not caught up so far, then you'll have forgot about it by the time
I've seen some of the spoilers on Facebook and that anyway. So
well,
it's about Felicity.
Felicity Smoke. Oh man, there's this chick that I see every now and again on the Perth Road outside the Nethergate. When I'm coming from the Overgate and she's coming down the Perth Road and I'm walking up the Perth Road, and I always seem to see her on the crossing, kind of like the wee crossing. She's like Felicity, I mean, the fucking spitting image of Felicity Smoke, but maybe a few extra pounds. No, she's no chubby, but she's no fat, she's no chub, but she's still a rounder, because Felicity Smoke's tones is pure
Felicity
fucking...
Smoke's fucking smoking.
Man, I'm no shy when it comes to chatting up chicks, and like if I really like somebody, I'll make an effort of letting them know that I really like them. She's the first chick in my whole entire life that I've seen, and I see her quite a lot because we smile at each other now. I fucking shit myself when I see her. Like my heart's like
sweating.
I bottle it, man. I actually genuinely bottle it, man. Just put the head down.
I think
get embarrassed in that. The head down and walk like past like, hiya.
I had the thought going back to talking about like being all mush inside. Chris has got to be like that. He's everybody loves him, but when it comes to this,
right? Well,
female,
let's use no Felicity Smoke, but let's use that formula. He reads a comic book and he falls in love with a lassie in that, and that's what inspires him to be a hero. Because he's like, oh, I fucking, and he sees the chick on the street on the Perth Road, and like, oh, you look like that. Oh, I've not got the bottle to speak to you, until he becomes a hero himself, and they go, now I need you as my Felicity Smoke. Or whatever character we've created.
Maybe it's like the sort of Sam Raimi Spider-Man where like Peter Parker is just totally making a mess.
This is new to me, man. I've only read maybe
film.
50 Spider.
Tell me you've seen the film. You've got to have seen the film. Sam Raimi Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man.
Oh, the original, the 70s shit.
No. The feature length, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
You should just say Tobey Maguire.
Sorry,
man.
Sam Raimi.
Is that the director, man?
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Who wrote that then? Man, I swear to God.
I'm not entirely sure. But could it be Sam Raimi?
I genuinely believe Tobey Maguire is the greatest Peter Parker / Spider-Man. Except, like what was said earlier, he's a bit too stocky to be
chunky.
Because Spider-Man was scrawny. Andrew Garfield is definitely the perfect frame for the Spider-Man, and the costume kind of looks. But I like the. Nobody's beating Tobey Maguire with me, man. I fucking love Tobey Maguire.
Like I say, it's good. He is the excellent Peter Parker.
Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield,
the ultimate Spider-Man. And that was a. That was an accidental pun, man.
The comic that I grew up with, and
the ultimate Spider-Man, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's definitely like he's maybe got to be like a bit of a. He's a bit of a ladies' man in the sense that like he's a horny teenager and.
Yeah, man. He's a middle-aged teenager. He's
talking
for his.
I think he's a gentleman. He is. He's a bit of a shy gent.
Because his parents brought him up properly. His parents.
He's got good ideals.
Yeah, like every good superhero, whether it's his adoptive parents or his birth parents,
or his uncle and auntie,
they need to be brought up properly, and then have them parents taken away from them abruptly, instantly. Whatever the posh word is for just get rid of his fucking mum and dad. For that good kid to become the bad guy. Well, not the bad guy, but the bad ass that's about to kick ass to the bad guys.
Yep. But when it comes to the love of his life, if you will, the Lois Lane, the Mary Jane, the Lois Lane, the Mary Jane.
I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. You didn't get that, do you?
That's Friday, the film Friday. I'm in love with Mary Jane. Is that no?
Oh, it might have been actually, but I think you might be right. But I'm thinking Half Baked with Dave Chappelle.
It's in Friday.
Because
it's in Friday when he's smoking the joint on
he
the
starts
front
he
stair.
starts seeing a chick called Mary Jane, and they say, "I'm in love with Mary
That's
Jane."
Friday. I'm positive that's Friday.
It might be the actual tune.
It's definitely a stoner film anyway.
No, but I mean the song, the
sings Mary Jane,
soundtrack
that's right,
is
yeah.
playing on Friday,
Yeah.
but it's the actor that sings it himself.
Oh, right.
On
I know what you're talking about.
on fucking. I just said it.
Half baked.
I'm half baked, man. I really fucking am half. Do you know?
Bye, radioactive
Do
geek
you
boy.
know? This is a fact, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing, man. The guy that played, what's his name? The guy that played Dick Grayson, the original Robin, from the Adam West TV show, Batman TV series, in this. Burt Ward. Burt Ward. He invested all his money. Like, he never did, as far as I know, he never did anything in TV or movies or anything since playing Robin, right? But he invested every fucking penny he made into dog food. This is mental, eh? This is, man, it's proper organic, like
good
shit,
for,
like
good for your
it's
pet.
designed specifically for your dog's digestive. It's his own company. And the adverts, he did like cable TV adverts for it, where he's like the 40-year-old guy, beer belly and shit, dressed in a Robin costume, selling dog food that he's produced himself. Well, his company's produced. He's no the guy, he's no the mastermind behind the ingredients. He's invested his money into producing this
scientific
shit.
team,
Aye.
yeah.
But dude, it's the number one selling fucking dog food brand that you could buy online ever, man. He's like, it's a legitimate product, man. For Robin. Robin's now like, I'm going to feed
He's like
dogs.
Ars Bash for
Fucking mental,
Adam West.
man. Quickly, Robin, fill my bowl. It's mental, man. But that's a
Quickly,
legitimate
Robin,
thing.
get the butt plug.
I'm no even joking you, man. I thought, I brought my laptop.
I'll check it out.
Don't know what about it. Check that out. Burt Ward.
Dog food.
Yeah, just type in Burt Ward dog food on Google. Whatever comes up, click on top of the list. That'll be fucking that shit, man. And you'll probably see, or even YouTube it, so you get to see his advert.
costume.
You know, his advert, the late night fucking cable TV advert. We him dressed as Robin, but a middle-aged, fat middle-aged man. Well, chubby man. He shouldn't be in a Robin suit. That kind of man. But it's fucking dog food, man. I'm not even kidding you. That's a legitimate thing that's actually real in our lifetime. That's no Grant Morrison's went, fucking, see this guy. Wait, he's going to be on the TV in the background in one of my fucking scripts selling dog food, man. Because that's what I would do.
I hope Grant Morrison's got
that guy,
Twitter,
man,
because
he doesn't. God's on social media. He would have more subscribers than Ricky Gervais, man. More Twitter followers. Did you hear that, Ricky? If Grant Morrison was on Twitter, he'd have more followers than you. But I love you, Ricky. I'm sorry.
I don't.
I really didn't mean to say
I will
that.
apologise for nothing. I do not like you, Ricky Gervais. I like what you do for animals, but I don't like your
I
material.
like what he does for. I love what he does for animals.
I just don't think you're funny.
I even like his stand-up show, Animals. That was a good tie-in there. That his favourite joke in Animals was... Edit to my favourite joke. I can't remember. I'm getting mixed up with Out of England because I just watched that earlier. And I remember his fat jokes with Don French. Have you seen that shit, man? Man. Well, let's not start
Digress.
into Ricky Gervais. What was it?
What was I going to say to you? We're on about Grant Morrison.
Yeah, we can't talk to him directly through social media or any kind of technology format because
His wife's
Kirsten, wait a minute. Yeah, Kristen Kirsten. No, Kristen. It is
Whatever
Kristen.
it is.
No, wait a minute. This is the whole thing. That like I actually had this thing where because I had to write her name on my hand, so I saw it because she was Kristen, like Kristen Crook for Smallville. That's it, right? That's the one. It's Kristen. It is Kristen, but I was calling her Kirsten. And if your name's Kristen,
you're not gonna like that.
you're not going to like exactly. So that was why I had to write her name on my hand, and then still call her by the name that wasn't written on my hand. And when I emailed her for the first time, the very first time,
First line of the reply email.
oh man, I
it's
need
Kristen.
to bring. I like edit this bit out, Frankie. Pass that to my mate Dave. He's like, had that in your hands. Ken, had it closed, aye. He's like, just tell us how you feel. He's like, actually, I feel pretty good. Have you got like drugs stashed in the leather of this? It's like, nah, man. It's just like, do you feel like you're absorbing some awesomeness? Like, yeah, totally, man. What is this? It's like Grant Morrison wrote his email address in that, man. I'm like, no way, man.
But we will not give you that.
Well, we'll not give you that.
That's inside knowledge.
Even though it's at hotmail.com. Yeah, boy. I would actually really love to get fucking Mr. Morrison on it, man. My mind was blown. Have you ever listened to the Fat Man on Batman podcast?
No.
I'm not sure if...
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, the Kevin
I have
Smith
actually,
shit, man, yeah. Well, he did... It was a two-parter with Grant Morrison, because the first part, kind of looks like it's 3 hours, and then second part's another 3 hours. And it's only in 3 hours, two parts, because the first 3 hours is Kevin Smith just introducing Grant Morrison. And now he's speaking about how much he's affected his life and how much he cries when he reads this and he did that and this, that, and the next thing and shit. I swear to God, it's the biggest introduction you've ever heard in your
It's
life.
like the biggest bum lick
But
in
the
the
best
history
thing
of
about it
mankind.
is Grant Morrison's like that. When he's got in Grant Morrison. Again, after 20 minutes of speaking about him, he's like, why do you need to be so negative? And I go, what? That guy's a Ouija. The guy's a fucking... I never knew that Grant... Now, this is my point, right? I've been reading this guy's books all my life. He's been writing books longer than I've been alive.
And you've never once realised he was a Scot.
Man, I was reading Superman and Batman and the Justice League and thought, these American comic books are amazing. I was genuinely like, these American comic books are amazing. And they are
He
American
lives
comic
2
books.
hours away from you.
Yeah, he was.
And
It was
and
a 40-minute drive down the road to his fucking... Well, to
Street.
his city, man.
To
Well,
his, 2-bedroom flat in the Gorbals.
How mental is that, eh? But it kind of blew my mind that that's how small the world is, that somebody from Glasgow can chase their dreams to the point that they can write Superman comic books and the rest of the world's going to think, oh, I've got the latest Superman, this is amazing. And it's just a wee Ouija. A wee Ouija, and he genuinely is. He's not a wee, he's an inch taller than me. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Ah, well, he's an inch smaller than you, so he's an inch between the two of us. He's a short ass. He's the guy in the middle. Nobody likes the guy in the middle. Say he was the young end. Say he was the young end. That'll be me. No, that'll be you. No, you're Italian. The young end. Let's not get the ages mixed up. Anyway, nobody's going to like him. He's like, what was the point of this? It was something to do with God and speaking to God, and then God was
Lost.
I'm going to need to watch all this footage
just
back
max
and go,
into
right, fucking...
But that whole thing what you just says there is Grant Morrison, he's this wee Ouija that lives a 40-minute drive from us, and he's realised his dreams, and now he writes Superman comics.
No,
that could be us. That could be me as an actor. That could be you as a performer.
Totally,
that could
man.
be you as a writer. That's what we're aiming with Radioactive Geek Boy. If our script is absolute balls, we'll go, that is rubbish,
Well,
we
you're
need to
right.
start again.
You're right, man. As much as I would like to think it's just us having a fuck about, we are kind of showcasing
Talent. Rightly
talent,
so.
man. Yeah, talent, man.
So, on that note,
But what I would like to think though is banter. Showcasing
also-
banter, because nobody wants to work with an annoying little cunt that's just up his own ass, eh? So if anybody's like, well, he's an actor, he dabbles with this, he dabbles with that, and this, that, and the next thing, I'd like to work with that guy, because clearly Look at him drunk. He's a fucking happy drunk. Fucking wait till you see the behind the scenes footage. I fucking hate this prick, man. Alan put me up to this, man.
It's Alan's idea. Yeah, but on
Alan's
that note,
like, what are you on about?
on that note, thank you for absorbing some radioactive geek boy.
Yeah, you just absorbed some radioactive geek boy. Go get tested. Please let go get tested be the first. Like, go get tested. Go get tested. Go tell your fucking mum and dad
Go
about
get tested. No.
Don't tell your mum and dad you'll get neglected.
No. Thanks for absorbing some radioactive geek boy. Go get checked. Boom.
And that's check out on that, man.
Until next time. I'm happy with that, like.
Fade out. Brilliant. I am looking for my son. I am looking for my son. He is a Jedi. Did you hear that, Alan? You just saw the best podcast in your life. Now look into Alan's eyes.